Good morning and welcome to Take Your Life Back Today show. My name is Ralf Friedrichs and I want to welcome each and every one of you again for another episode. And today's episode is 12 sobering facts about teen substance abuse. The epidemic in this country, especially for our youngsters, is unbelievably sky high. So these are sobering facts, 12 of them, about teen substance abuse. First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to a good friend, a fellow addiction recovery coach, a life coach with over 30 years experience, Larry Geis from the Geis Academy at 516-485-2741. That's 516-485-2741. That's Larry Geis from the Geis Academy. You can go Google him, and you can go to www.odysseyconsultant.org. www.odysseyconsultant.org. Folks, if someone out there, whether it's yourself, loved one, friend, needs to go from addiction to recovery, Larry Geis is the person to call at 516-485-2741. That's 516-485-2741, because he has all that experience. He will walk hand in hand from the addiction to the recovery. He will concentrate on today, 24 hours at a time, into tomorrow. He will never ever look at the past, talk about the past. It is not productive to do that. He is not a counselor or a therapist. What he is an addiction recovery coach, a life coach, a motivator. Let him help you or your loved one or your friend. Call him at 516-485-2741. You let him know that you heard about him on the Take Your Life Back Today show. I want to give a shout out to globaleyeglasses.com, where they are focused on saving you money. Folks, if you need glasses that is good quality, that are good quality and are very inexpensive, go to www.globaleyeglasses.com. You can get frames up. There's over 1,200 selected frames. The prices start as low as $6 and go up to about $69. And what those frames include, the prices: a cloth, a case, standard, non-coated, every plastic, average prescription, single vision lenses. Now, you might need progressives. You might need transitions. You might need a lens that's thinner, otherwise known as a high index. You might want photochromatics. You maybe want polarization. Maybe you have night driving problems, and you want anti-reflecting coating. You need UV coating. Guess what? All available on globaleyeglasses.com. It is they're about 80% less in cost than your brick and mortar freestanding store locally, because they don't have the overhead that a brick and mortar freestanding store would have. So you go there, www.globaleyeglasses.com, and over 110 people so far in my audience have contacted me directly, because I have over 30 years experience in the optometry business, to help them pick out the proper frame, get the right lenses that they need. So they've been able to do that by contacting me at 631-599-0218, 631-599-0218. You can also call my Take Your Life Back Today show hotline, which is 844-405-HELP, 844-405-HELP. Folks, get in touch with me about globaleyeglasses.com. They are focused on saving you money. We're going to talk about 12 sobering facts about teen substance abuse. Teen substance use is an epidemic of greater proportion than depression. Listen to that. Than depression in this country. Bullying and obesity, according to the new report by National Center on Addiction and Substance. So it's the substance abuse is greater than depression, bullying, and obesity. CASA interviewed more than 2,500 high school students, parents, and school personnel, analyzed thousands of studies, and interviewed 50 leading experts in a broad range of field to produce the comprehensive report, which unearthed some shocking statistics. Among the findings, folks, listen: while the percentage of teens who smoke, drink, or use illegal drugs has declined since 1999, the number of youths who still do so is dangerously high. Teen substance abuse is a widespread problem that has far-reaching effects, considering that 9 out of 10 adult addicts began using before they turned 18, and 25% of Americans who began using their addictive substance before 18 are still addicted. Now, if you want to know what the CASA stands for, it stands for National Center on Addiction and Substance. I'm sorry I didn't identify that. Here is a look at the study's most important findings. High school drug users are becoming addicts. Of 76% of high school students who have used tobacco, alcohol, marijuana, or cocaine, 1 in 5 meet the medical criteria for addiction. That number is particularly troubling considering that the younger the brain, the greater the risk of moving from drug use to drug addiction. If substance abuse occurs when the brain is more fully developed, usually by mid-20s, the risk of becoming addiction is reduced. Teens are starting early. The average age when youths begin using substances is a far cry from legal one. The report shows that most teens first partake of alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs at some point between the ages of 13, listen folks, 13 and 14 years of age, which makes them 6.5 times more likely to develop substance use disorder as those who wait until they are within the legal age of at least alcohol and cigarettes, which is 21. RX abuse, the new gateway to drugs. 15% of high school students have misused controlled prescription drugs, including pain relievers, opiates and narcotics, stimulants, tranquilizers, and sedatives. Prescription opiates like oxycodone and Percocet are most widely misused controlled drugs nationally. And 90% of students who abuse these prescription drugs have also used other addictive substances. But drug abuse isn't limited to medicine cabinet alone. 10% of high school students have used inhalants, 7% have reported using ecstasy, and 6% have tried cocaine. Alarming. Teen smoking is widespread. Almost half of high school students have smoked a cigarette or are smoking cigarettes. Of those, 92% have also used other addictive substances. Teens who light up before the age of 15 are significantly more likely to drink alcohol, smoke marijuana, and abuse prescription drugs than those who wait until they're 21. Research shows that teens can show symptoms of nicotine dependence after just 1 or 2 instances of smoking. Your teen probably been drunk. Teens don't know from moderate drinking. While they reportedly drink less frequently than adults, high school students down more drinks that they imbibe than other age groups. 4.9 drinks on an average is what they drink. 34% of high school students binge drink, have 5 or more drinks in a row. Most high school students drink. 63% of freshmen say they have had alcohol. By the time seniorities kicks in, 80% have had alcohol. Among children who have ever had a drink of alcohol, 68% have used another addictive substance. Girls and boys are equal abusers. When it comes to current users of addictive substances, 46% of both girls and boys are likely to partake in the activities. A figure that has declined since 1999, thankfully, when 58% did. While boys and girls are just as likely to smoke cigarettes, girls are more likely to drink and misuse prescription drugs than boys, who are more likely to have used marijuana. More white students are using. White students are more likely to report being current substance users, 49%, than Hispanic students, 46%, Afro-American at 40%, and students of other races and ethnicities at 37%. Afro-American students in grades 6 through 12 are more likely to believe that using tobacco is wrong than white students, the report found. But white students are likely to believe smoking marijuana is wrong than black students. Teens think marijuana is harmless. About 1/3 of high school students have used marijuana. 25% of students consider it a harmless drug. In fact, 17% say they even think marijuana is a medicine. which may stem from the parental influence. The report found that 21% of parents characterize marijuana as a harmless drug, which couldn't be further from the truth. Regular marijuana use can increase the risk of respiratory illnesses, including chronic cough, bronchitis, and lung infections. Heavy or chronic marijuana use is associated with a host of cognitive impairments with structural and functional brain changes. Substance use affects report cards. Teen tobacco, alcohol, and marijuana users are at least twice as likely as non-users to have poor grades in school. Even more alarming, teen marijuana users are about twice as likely as non-users to drop out of high school. Alcohol triggers risky teen behavior. Teen drinkers put themselves in dangerous driving and sexual situations. 1 in 10 high school students reported driving after drinking alcohol in the past month, while, according to the report, 1 in 5 sexually active high school students report having used alcohol or other drugs before their last sexual encounter. And the same number said had unprotected sex after drinking or using drugs. Substance abuse may be learned at home. Folks, role model. They look at you as their hero. You are the role model. You need to watch what you do. Your smoking, your drinking, your profanity needs to be stopped at home. Absolutely. Lead by example. Home may be where these drinking and drug user behaviors all started. Nearly half of the children under the age of 18 live in a household where the adult engages in risky substance abuse. 45% live with a parent who is a risky substance abuser. 17% children live with a parent who has a substance abuse disorder. Locking the alcohol cabinet is not working. More than 2/3 of 10th graders said that it would be easy for them to get to cigarettes, alcohol, and marijuana at home. 45% of these teens said they got their alcohol from family or from the cabinet at home. 42% of 8th graders who smoke said they purchased their own cigarettes from the store in the past month, while 65% of senior smokers had done so also. When asked where they get the marijuana, if they had to, 24% of the teens said they got it from a friend, while 13% said they got it in school. Folks, these are alarming statistics, alarming facts. These are 12 facts of what is going on at home, what is going on at school. Here is a look, once more, at most important findings. High school drug users are becoming addicts. 76% of high school students who have used tobacco, marijuana, and alcohol, or cocaine, 1 in 5 meet the medical criteria of addiction. 1 out of 5 students meet the criteria of addiction. That number is particularly troubling considering that the younger the brain, the greater the risk of moving from drug use to drug addiction. If substance abuse occurs when the brain is more fully developed, usually by the mid-20s, the risk of becoming addicted is reduced. It is because of the age group. The age group between 13 and 18, 1 out of 5 that use drugs and alcohol become addicted. Teens are starting early. The average age when youths begin using substances is a far cry from the legal one. The report shows that most teens first partake of alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs at some point between the ages of 13 and when they first become teenagers, which makes them 6.5 times more likely to develop substance use disorder as those who wait until they're 21. RX abuse, the new gateway drugs. 15% of high school students have misused controlled prescription drugs, including pain relievers, opiates, oxycodone, Percocet, and 90% of those students who abuse prescription drugs have also used other addictive substances. 10% of high school students have used inhalants. 7% of high school students have used ecstasy. 6% have tried cocaine. Alarming. It all needs to stop. Teen smoking is widespread. Almost half of high school students have smoked cigarettes one time or another. Of those, 92% have also used other addictive substances. Teens who light up before the age of 15 are significantly more likely to also start drinking, smoke marijuana, and use prescription drugs than those who wait until 21. Your teens probably have been drunk already. If you don't think so, think again. Teens don't know moderate drinking. While they reportedly drink less frequently than adults, high school students down more drinks when they are imbibed than any other age group. 4.9 drinks on an average. 34% of high school students binge drink, which is considered to be 5 or more drinks in a row. Most high school students drink. 63% of freshmen say they have had alcohol already. Freshmen. By that, by that time, seniority kicks in. 80% have had it by seniors, as they were seniors. Among children who have ever had a drink of alcohol, 68% have used other addictive substances. Girls and boys are equally abusers. When it comes to current users of addictive substances, 46% of both girls and boys are likely to partake. A figure that has declined since 1999 when 58% did so. While boys and girls are just as likely to smoke cigarettes, girls are more likely to drink and misuse prescription drugs. More white students are using these days. White students are more likely to report being current substance users, 49%, than Hispanic students, 46%, Afro-American students at 40%, than students of other races and ethnicities, 37%. Afro-American students in grades 6 through 12 are more likely to believe that using tobacco is wrong than white students, the report found. But white students are likelier to believe smoking marijuana is wrong than the Afro-American students. Teens think marijuana is harmless, and that's because they see and hear that at home and from other people, the commercials about medical marijuana. Substance use effects report cards. Teen tobacco, alcohol, marijuana users are at least twice as likely as non-users to have poor grades. Even more alarming, teen marijuana users are about twice as likely as non-users to drop out of high school. Alcohol triggers risky teen behavior. Teen drinkers put themselves in dangerous driving and sexual situations. 1 in 10 high school students reported driving after drinking alcohol in the past month. 1 out of 10. According to a report that was released recently, 1 in 5 sexually active high school students report having used alcohol or other drugs before their last sexual experience. And the same number said they had unprotected sex during their last sexual experience, including with the unprotected sex, combining drugs and alcohol. Substance abuse may be learned at home. And not maybe. It could be more than likely learned. It's not a maybe, more than likely. Home may be where these drinking and drug use behaviors all start. Nearly half of the children under the age of 18 live in a household where an adult engages in risky substance use. 45% live with a parent who is a risky substance user. 17% of children live with a parent who is a substance abuser also. Locking the alcohol cabinet isn't working, folks. More than 2/3 of 10th graders said that it would be easy for them to get cigarettes, alcohol, or marijuana. 45% of these teens said they got their alcohol from a family, friend, or at home. 42% of 8th graders who smoke said they purchased their own cigarettes from the store in the past month. 8th graders, how did they purchase that? Why aren't we checking IDs? 65% of seniors smoke. 65% of senior smokers had done so also. When asked where they get the marijuana if they had to, 24% of the teens said they asked a friend or a family member, while 13% they said they got it from school. Folks, These are alarming facts. I hope that we learn something from these facts. 12 facts, sobering facts about teen substance abuse. It all starts at home, right where you're sitting. Eliminate the drinking, the drugging, the abusing, verbally and physically, in front of your children. Eliminate them totally for your sake as well as your children's sake. Lead by example. Start writing your children's chapters in their book of life from the age of 0 to 18 to include love, passion, respect, and compassion. Don't include in the chapters in the book of life of your children between 0 and 18 smoking, drinking, drugging, profanity, and physical abuse. Let today be the first day for you to start. It's never too late to start. Change. Remember, all changes happen with small baby steps. And if you truly want to hear this, listen to me when I tell you this. If you can stay sober today, these 24 hours, I promise you, tomorrow will be a better day for you. I promise you that. Give me 24 hours of sobriety today, and I promise tomorrow you'll have a better day. That I promise you. And teach your children to say no to drugs and alcohol when they're young already. Start. Hammer that information into their maturing minds at a young age. Lead by example. Do what's right. Be the hero that your children look at you to be. Folks, I hope to God each and every one of you has a great day, but I really hope and pray that you all have a sober day, and may God bless you.